That's the mirror match we need. Everyone
Wrapped in
remembers Wrapped.
scorn.
I'm pulling
Who
for
will play him?
Deathstroke.
Matt Damon.
Yeah.
After that Justice League end credit with Deathstroke.
Oh,
Luther,
dude.
Yes.
I'm all about Deathstroke right now.
Oh, I'm so ready.
For sure.
But I mean, like,
But when they do not do the mirror matches, it also works great. Like Spider-Man Homecoming, they did Vulture. Awesome.
Yeah.
Really awesome. Actually, Spider-Man and the Vulture were pretty much the only things I liked about that movie.
Well, you know,
dude, Michael Keaton
I know
is
that
the Vulture.
sounds retarded, but the whole ensemble cast, fuck off.
Really?
I didn't like.
I mean, I wasn't big on him either. I mean, I liked him.
Aunt May's hot, I guess. She's supposed to be old.
Marisa Tomei. Whatever.
I mean, she was hot.
Yeah, Marissa Tomei is hot.
I would happily take hot
When
Aunt
I'm
May.
gonna watch Marissa Tomei, I'll watch my.
But that was a good question that they asked when they cast her, and everybody's like, she's not old enough, and they're like, she's his aunt. Why the hell does she have to be super old? I was like,
Aunt
that's
May was
actually kind of a
old.
good point.
It's true, but it's just weird to have
Like if Peter
Tony,
was,
hooking up
15
with
when
her.
he got his powers.
But
Why is Aunt May like 90?
But progressively, they've been making her younger and younger.
Yes, in the comics, she
since
has
the
been-
Tobey Maguire one, she was like old lady. Then the one with Andrew Garfield, she was like, like a little less old. Now it's Marissa Tomei. They're like shaving 20 years.
But
off
even
each
in the comics, if you look, she progressively looks like a little bit more chipper as time goes on.
Next reboot, it's gonna be like Peter and Aunt May are college roommates, and I just call her Aunt because she's so cool with everyone.
she went from bedridden all the time.
It's
to
gonna
now
be
she's
like-
out doing charity work and stuff and power walking in the morning. It's like you were
It's gonna be
frail
like
and
on the
dying,
next
a year
Brazzers,
ago.
Peter and
The next Brazzers parody. You get out of here, Brazzers. Stop ruining my childhood.
Well, going with the stories of another MCU movie being the Spider-Man, all of these movies that have come out since Civil War have not shown the Avengers and their dynamic of how broken things are. Like Thor and them, completely separated during the Civil War, working on things their own. Spider-Man,
Which I kind of like that. I like
Yeah.
that Thor hadn't... Because honestly, Thor's too powerful to be present in that battle at the airport.
I am excited for Thor and Hulk to come back and be like, all right, Avengers.
What have you guys been-
Avengers
We
Assemble.
don't really talk. What the fuck happened?
Yeah, exactly. The first part of that movie has to be about that. It has to be
it has
about
to be a collective.
all right, so call Cap. Where's
I
he
kind
at?
of hope they don't cover it. I hope that they're just forced to work together despite that rift in between them, that then the survivors will have to work out in the next one.
Well, that's what was so crazy about the Secret War and all those heavy Marvel tie-ins back in the 80s. Hey, this ultimate calamity is about to hit the Earth. Whether we hate you or not, Dr. Doom, you're gonna help.
You have to help.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We don't have no choice here.
Yeah.
We got to deal with the Mole Man. I don't like that guy as much as you don't like that guy. But
The point is, we both don't like that guy. So, come on.
And with Marvel getting the Fox properties, I am most excited to see what they do with Doctor Doom. Of all the
If they
characters
go
we
into
got.
Phase 4 and they go with somebody like Galactus or like Kang and they build them up as the big villain, I want that to just get flipped on its head. I want the Avengers movie for Phase 4 at the end to be they're building up Kang the Conqueror, and you're like, all right, we're gonna do Kang, and he looks cool, and then 10 minutes into the movie, Doom just steals his chair, and it's Doom that's the bad guy.
I want them to just
yes!
I want them just get into a throne room, all right, Kang, your time's up, and Doctor Doom just kicks over a cardboard cutout, it was me the whole time, bitches.
Old man Doom.
Old man, they're turning everywhere. There's Old Man Low, Old Man Hawkeye. That's
I
your
wanted a
fate as
Scooby
Marvel
Doo
character.
reveal. They pull off Kang's helmet and it's Doom. It's damn.
Another helmet
Old
on.
Man Doom at it again. I would have gotten away with it if it
it
wasn't
wasn't
for
for
meddling Fantastic Four.
God, I hope not.
Oh,
None of that happens. None of that happens.
I want Matt to be.
Where's your creativity?
It's all fun and laughs, but fuck all of that.
If you're talking about team villain stuff, I want to see Sinister Six done in the Spider-Man.
I would be down for
That would
Sinister
be
Six.
so cool.
Let's see Scorpion and Mysterio.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That would be down.
I want a Sinister Six.
I
But
really wonder.
I don't want it done in a trilogy. Like, take like 5 fucking movies to get there. Just take
Oh,
your time.
yeah.
I
Just
will
do it
be
as like the
patient.
6th Spider-Man movie.
Yeah, that'd be good.
There you go.
Make it the 6th one.
The 6th one.
Have like Doc Ock like maybe like pulling the strings in the background like Thanos has been this
Well,
whole
to
time.
me, like I said, it's not so much about how many villains or characters you have on the screen, because as you can see with Avengers 2, and all this other shit going on, you know, Director Gunn like doing, you know, all the Galaxy movies, like it's all about the writing and it's all about the delivery and giving that certain character that little piece of pie that he needs to like, you know, like, oh, that's all he needed.
You've got to give them the
thing,
time
you
that
know?
they get, and that's why characters like Killmonger stood out. He got a pretty big slice of Black Panther.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And also I think having him be like a more neutral evil villain as opposed to like just your typical chaotic evil for
He's
no
very
reason.
sympathetic too.
Yeah, he was.
You can't blame him for being a product of his environment.
I mean,
with
growing
what happened to him.
growing up in like Oakland and shit, I was like, yeah, all right, I believe that. But
Yeah, it was so good.
Yeah, having like a closet full of your dad's, like, supposedly you came from this great hierarchy and blah blah blah. And, no, you don't get none of that. You saw your dad die and a ship fly over.
Almost similar.
You're getting left alone in the hood. Oh,
Almost
peace.
similar to Loki. Like you're here, but not from here. You know.
yeah, and yeah, no. I mean, I think overall Black Panther's probably near the top. It's not my top, but it's definitely near the top, and it was definitely one of the better Marvel movies, which makes me happy because the last couple I've seen, which was Guardians 2, Thor 3, and now this one, I've actually enjoyed, whereas for like that middle section of the MCU, I was just kind of bored.
You're just grumpy.
See,
Another movie.
I liked it a lot because, and they probably did this purposefully, but I got a lot of Lion King vibes from it, and that's
yeah.
my favorite Disney like
Yeah.
animated movie. So it's just kind of
There was Lion King vibes all over that movie.
There, you could definitely see the influences, and it was really good.
I loved it.
I liked it. Anything else you guys want to talk about? Or?
As far as Black
Panther
Panther,
goes?
I think that we're covered on
Pretty
that.
nails it. Go see it. Great cast, great directing, great production. All the technology constantly keeps you interested in it. You're like, what's that? What's
Oh
my
yeah,
god! It actually does
the
that.
tech was my favorite
It
part. of the
introduces
movie.
a lot of really interesting secondary characters. Like, it seems like, I'm not sure what his name is in the MCU, but Bilbo Baggins or whatever.
Oh, yeah.
Ross?
It seems like he's gonna be like our new Coulson or something.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's kind of
Which I'm okay with.
Yeah.
Because he does a good job with
Yeah.
that character.
I
And
was
don't
like
think
so
they
impressed with his American accent. I'm like, man, you're such a good actor, dude.
Right?
And in watching Civil War and then Black Panther, Civil War, he came off as kind of a dick because he was enforcing the government's
Yeah.
law. But in Black Panther, when you see more of him, Martin Freeman, that he's actually just really passionate about doing his job and helping people and being a good agent.
Like, and that was the thing. In Civil War, you're like, oh, great, he's just another government lackey. Like, you think he's just going to end up being one of the bad guys. But then it comes to this, and you're like, oh, he's even working against what's necessarily in his duties to do what's right for everybody.
Yeah.
And
I think he was a smart enough guy to realize that, like, in the end, this is gonna be, shown.
And I really liked him being there for T'Challa to be like, look, you guys have amazing technology, and it could be extremely dangerous, but you guys could also save incalculable lives. You could make lives better for so many people.
Yeah.
Which
and-
ultimately, really, like, that's all Killmonger wanted to do.
I
Just
mean,
went
really,
about it
by
like
force.
the wrong way.
Yeah, by force. Like,
he had a good intentions, but followed through with them with awful acts.
Yeah.
instead of helping them first, he wanted to put them under heel first and then help everyone.
Yeah.
You know.
So I think all those little things in conjunction, like, eventually made T'Challa go, like, okay, we have to go wide, which is another a good point that you made. That it was a lot like Iron Man, where Iron Man, showed himself being Tony Stark, whereas Black Panther revealed Wakanda.
Yeah.
So you're right. That was actually a good point.
It has
Making
a
like
lot
a
of
first
parallels.
movie into the
Yeah.
next tier.
Like the new age almost.
Yeah, it feels like another beginning. The next logical step.
And
in the MCU.
the role of the Black Panther is also now established in this movie as one of those things that's been around for a while, like how Ant-Man was around in like the 90s. And, you know,
Which
Black
I'm looking
Panther is
forward
what
to.
Oh, hell.
Because
So,
with Captain Marvel being in the 90s, I'm looking forward to seeing like that hidden generation of heroes that's in the MCU.
And it supports Vision's argument in the Civil War that the amount of these things that are happening with villains has not happened and a lot since Tony Stark revealed himself. Ever since he did that, you got villains coming out left and right.
Yeah.
And then you find out like he's not wrong because there was, Ant-Man and the Wasp and Black Panther and Captain Marvel all doing this well before Tony revealed himself. And you didn't have like mustache twisting villains like
Yeah. they were just fighting crime. Like they had their occasional villains, but for the most part they were dealing with the street crime or like the tougher street crimes.
Yeah.
And now the new generation of heroes has caused world-ending threats and like real supervillains to be coming out all over the place.
Yeah.
But overall, I think we all liked it.
Yeah.
A great
Very
deal.
good.
Very good.
Definitely worth the price of admission.
Oh, easily.
Absolutely.
I think I'll go see it at
In,
least one more time while it's in theaters.
Yeah, in Cameron's case, like three
times,
admissions.
yeah.
He's probably got a good like 5 more.
Well, I like had the day. I'm like, well, I'm thinking about that movie a lot. Why don't I just go see it?
Just to bring this kind of to a close, what comics are you guys looking forward to coming up?
Right now, I'm reading. The only DC things I'm reading are Injustice and Batman. And then Marvel at the moment, I'm reading Renew Your Vows.
But you guys are doing metal too, because I've watched your metal.
Yeah.
videos.
Yeah, but he's
So-
the one reading it, and
Yes.
then he does the.
Oh, okay. So you're
Rick
not.
doesn't get to read what I read because I'm going to tell him about it.
Because he's got to tell me about it. We just got to sit down and do the video.
I mean, there's a whole selection of comics where I'm like, dude, you got to read this. He's like, yeah, I got to get to it, and they never fucking does.
I got kids.
I got.
So that's
He's got
interesting.
kids.
So on your
He's
guys'
got
show,
kids.
you read it, and then you kind of he asks you questions.
That's
about what
generally what we do. We
well,
read a comic.
Well, let's pitch ourselves a little bit. So what we do is, we have a YouTube channel where basically our main content is one of us reads a comic, the other one has not.
Has no knowledge of.
We explain it to the other. So it's if you've not read the comic at all, you can hop in and I will tell you the whole story. So we have Dark Knight's Metal, which we've been covering, and I'm covering all of that. So I tell Rick the whole story, and then he's able to kind of like fill in like the gaps of the questions. So if like there's something weird or something that like goes like
Something's
way back
odd,
from
yeah.
comments from like years ago, like we can bring that up and explain like why that is the case that it is. And like Rick does the same thing. The other comic that I
I
have
just
not read,
did
like you did
the Star Wars Infinities,
Star Wars
which
Infinities,
are
cool.
which are like a bunch of Star Wars what ifs.
the altered timelines.
Did
And that's
either one
something-
of you on the opposite side that doesn't read the comic book ever get to the point where you're like, oh fuck, I want to read that book?
like every time.
Like
Like
that's where
every
it
time.
ends at every point. Because like when we're done with the session, it's just like, well, I gotta wait for the next issue, and like the next issue's out because like by the time we cover it,
Sure.
the next one's there.
right.
Yeah.
But
That's what you're like, Ricky.
Which is
don't
one
go
that
in
we
my
wanted
room
to
and
do
grab
with
it.
you guys. I think we talked about it before, and the one we wanted to do as a crossover was Injustice, because I don't think you
Yeah.
guys have read it.
I've
No,
never
and
read
that
it.
shit gets nuts.
yeah, that stuff
would be
is
fun.
crazy. Like it goes like you go from like just crazy magic and dark shit to like the Greek gods doing battle with the new
The
gods.
gods are just like, this is dumb. We're gonna go fix it. No.
all because the Joker got Superman to kill Lois Lane.
Right.
That whole universe.
The whole universe
is a
fell
mess.
apart for it.
because of the Joker.
Yeah.
I would be.
Well, we'll
I
have
would
to
be,
come maybe visit your lair next
Yeah,
time.
I would be happy to go if you guys would have us.
Yes.
Yeah, no,
Gladly
definitely.
Because I know you've told me bits and pieces, and I'm like, that doesn't make sense. And you're like, well, it
Yeah, every time I talk to Cameron about Injustice, I'm like, dude, look what happened. He's like, why?
That's bullshit.
What the hell? That's bullshit.
He wants confirmation and descriptions of why.
And then I hear like one or two more tidbits, and I'm like, okay, that
makes
in
a-
some way that's believable.
So, Josh, what
think-
would be like the comic you're looking forward to most coming out?
What I'm looking forward to most, Flash War. I just want more Flash War.
Flash War. Okay.
I need to know what's going on in that
Okay.
story.
So cool.
I'm
kind of with
definitely
you
hooked
there.
into
Like
that.
after reading those last couple of comics, like you're closer than me. You read the latest one, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Came out today.
Yeah, I got it on my pull. I haven't read it yet, but yeah, me too. I'm definitely on board with that.
I'm one behind as well. You being longtime Flash fan, like super longtime Flash fan, what did you think of Iris killing Reverse Flash when they took his power from him?
Silly.
It was a little.
It was
a little,
it was
like,
silly, but I kind of like the way the future police or whatever, the people that are in charge of the Flash Museum in the future are like, yeah, I really don't give a fuck who she is. Like, she murdered someone.
She didn't kill a guy.
So, like, she's
sure
got
it was
like,
Eobard Thawne, but
you know,
she killed a guy.
I know. Like, and then, like, it was dun dun dun.
Hunter's
You know,
Omen.
Come on, though.
Hunter's Omen.
That's like,
oh, of course.
Come on, man, that's stupid. She killed a guy. That'd be like if Red Hood just walked up and blew the Joker's brains out all over the floor. Nobody in Gotham would give a shit.
Quick,
They'd be like, arrest that guy. Oh, he's getting away.
In this case, the Joker doesn't jump between timelines. So if you take him out, you might be losing a couple centuries.
Yeah, but he's from the future. The only thing you're fucking up is beyond that future.
It's fine.
It's true.
Go wipe one or two out.
We've got extra Jokers that they have yet to explain.
Yeah, that might
Fawn
get to
never
that
really
one day.
dies anyway, so it's more wasted time than anything.
Like, I want to make an argument. Like, I want to make a video for an argument that I think that the Eobard Thawne has died more times than Jean Grey.
I mean, realistically, I think he's the only one that has.
I mean, he's died like 3 times in the past year in canon comics.
Gotta show the man some respect.
Yeah, I might I might agree with you as far as the Jean Grey thing. Maybe not the Phoenix.
Maybe not.
There's a lot of Phoenixes that have died.
Yeah, but
But
yeah,
Jean Grey.
yeah, I think he's got her
like
beat.
it's the running gag. Like Jean Grey dies all the time in comics, but like
But she stays dead for a long
She
time.
didn't get
She
popped
opened
by
up the
Dr.
door.
Manhattan
She's
and then
back
come
now
back.
too.
Like, how do you get popped
But
by
yeah,
Dr.
I know she's back.
I would much rather like see Reverse Flash on the pages any day because
Jean Grey.
Jean Grey's fucking annoying.
I mean, the only time
she's great. She's an original X-Men
she's
staple, but
great when she shares the spotlight with Wolverine. She shines when she shares the spotlight.
He
with
gives you
Wolverine.
reason to care.
But without Logan, Jean Grey's kind of a boring character.
she's very.
well, in the
Well, he's back
in the
too now.
But I want to. I know he's back. I know.
Or at
It
least
makes
she's
me want to
been
read their
reborn.
shit.
Yeah. Well, in X-Men Apocalypse, I remember when we went and saw that one, I was like seeing Sophie Turner's performance, and I was just like, wow, no wonder everyone called Jean Grey a bitch.
X-Men
Like, I'm
Apocalypse
seeing
was
it
an
now.
awful film,
It
and I
was
loved
bad.
every second of it.
So what are you looking forward to?
Comics-wise, Shattered Grid, Power Rangers. Mighty Morphin
Oh,
Power
yeah.
Rangers by Boom Studios.
Yes.
So good.
Actually, that's the one that I've been
Lord
meaning to
Dracon
pick
is
up
coming
on.
back, which is Tommy
have it
Oliver,
all.
the Green Ranger,
we?
from an
Yeah,
alternate
yeah.
dimension of whether or not he stayed with Rita and took over everything and kicked all the ass, fucked
Yeah.
up the Morphin Grid.
Dude, Lord
That was
Dracon
broke
is
the
awesome.
swords. Yeah.
He is like the
That's actually
coolest
never
villain
stopped being good, has
ever.
it?
No.
Since like we were talking about it on the podcast like 2 years ago.
Yeah.
Did you guys read the
So
Power
good.
Rangers and Justice League crossover?
I did not.
Oh my god, it was the
That got
best.
canceled.
That was
got
so
canceled.
cool.
Yeah.
I mean, we at least got a finished story out of
Yeah.
it, so it was fun.
That was
My
the
favorite-
best intro ever.
My favorite part was when the Flash phased through the Zord and grabbed one of them and threw him out of it.
My favorite part is
no.
when
I need the
Flash had,
Justice League. What's wrong, Flash? Batman got taken by a pink metal pterodactyl.
What?
What?
My favorite part is when Flash took like one of Lord Zed's like "Let make my monster grow" orbs and gave it to Alpha. He's like, "You look trustworthy. Here, hold this." And Brainiac's like, "Alpha, give that to me." And he's like, "No, I think you're a bad person." And then he smashes on the ground and becomes giant.
Brainiac.
That comic was so good. It did not deserve to be
It
canceled.
sounds
I know.
fun.
Yeah.
It was so good.
Dude, the Power Rangers comics are beyond good.
Yeah.
Like, they're awesome.
I got the
and they
first
have
five,
no
I
right
stopped
to
there.
be because it's Power Rangers.
Dude, there was one issue of that which I thought was crazy. I can't remember exactly which issue it was. The number kind of I want to say it was like 20 or 21 or something, but it basically was that single spotlight issue on the Power Rangers from the 60s when they first got the coins and they went to the moon on a mission to stop Rita, and like 4 out of 6 of them died because the Green Ranger showed up, or where the Green Ranger's power came from, and they were untrained. And it was just like this bug creature who had the green power coin, and he killed he only
wiped
2
them
of the
out.
kids survived, and
Right
they
on.
were still like high school. It was really crazy. It was like Zordon's biggest failure.
Interesting.
It was nuts.
And it's what made him reluctant to use the green coin later on to let Tommy be on the team.
Yeah.
It's what made him worry because he was afraid that nobody could control the coin. Because the green power coin is inherently dark. Like, it's inherently evil.
Yeah.
And only Tommy was able to use it for good because it was, like, inherently evil.
Yeah, they always expand upon the lore in those books.
That's what I really like about them, is they expand upon the lore. Because, like, a year ago, I rewatched Almighty Morphin.
Yeah.
I did too.
And I was like, there's
that
a
a
lot
couple
of
years ago.
missing shit in here. It just doesn't make sense. I was like,
Yeah.
why?
But the comic
What's going
explains,
on?
like, almost all of it.
Yeah.
It's so good.
It's like a young
Does
adult
it
version
explain
of
what the
Power
fuck Gladiator Pig is?
Gladiator Pig.
He shows up. He's in the comic.
Some things are beyond it.
Yeah.
man.
Finster is so cool in those books
Yeah,
too.
he is.
Like you get a Finster backstory episode, like the guy who made the
Yeah, I know
So
who he is.
cool.
Yeah, that's fucked up.
All right.
Also, that offshoot of where we're like Kimberly getting her coin back for a while.
Oh, I didn't read
Yeah.
that. The Go-Go or no, the Pink Ranger
Yeah,
one. Right?
that one was
I didn't
cool.
read that.
It was
one.
really
It's
good.
after she had left the team.
Okay.
Yeah,
She was an adult.
Yeah,
She's
like
a grown
all
woman.
the other Rangers are off doing other things, so like Alpha and Zordon are able to give her like some of her power back, and she calls in Trini and Zach for extra help.
Oh, that's
So
cool.
they had also left the team at that point, and they
Yeah.
got like half of their power back, and they got to like go
Because,
do some rogue
yeah.
mission.
Nice.
Yeah, it's cool.
It was really good. Well, I guess if we have to cover one last thing tonight, I gotta bring it up because it's gonna end up being controversial between the 4 of us. Venom.
The movie.
Thoughts?
The door's over there, right? I can just go.
I actually just dropped that book, unfortunately, right now. I just have not been enjoying it. There's a weird, like, romance going on between Eddie Brock and the symbiote suit in the Venom book right now.
Dude,
Like,
Eddie in
calling
the
it
suit
my
have
love.
never been okay.
Yeah.
I like
They're like Gollum in the ring, dude. Like,
But I assume what you're talking about is the movie.
is the movie, yes.
I'm upset about both things.
Josh is very...
I take it you don't like the fact that it has just no like connection to Spider-Man at all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is kind of
Hey,
like...
that's what a lot
kinda
of
like
people
Venom's
have
thing.
issues with it. Evidently, it's supposed to follow the Lethal Protector storyline.
But how do you even set up Venom?
Well, here's the thing.
Give me the floor for a
hopefully-
second.
Here's the thing.
No,
and
Josh, you won't shut up. I mean,
Here's the thing. This is what I'm hoping. I hope that they don't give him an origin. I hope that they start the movie doing something else.
if they just start it set up, like they have like a couple minutes of being like, oh, well, this happened, this is where the symbiote came from, and then they like hint at Spider-Man, I'm okay with that. But if they give him a unique origin that sets it up totally different without Peter Parker involved, it won't make sense.
Well, fuck that shit.
It's
Well, it's just gonna be one of those fuck that shit things, and a lot of like Marvel fans out there aren't really gonna respect that movie. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, if like you don't have your fans on board, and there's critical things missing from your genre or your movie, like that's fucking it. It's over. You know what I mean? You gotta have that stable. You gotta have that template before you can move forward. You know, and even if you lack it in your movie, if you keep it out of the spotlight so that later maybe you can bring something in,
Well,
fine,
that's the thing.
we'll take it. Just don't piss in my Cheerios. You know, like that's all we're asking as fans as far as
I mean, I'm still gonna go see it. And
Of
I'm gonna
course.
do my
I'll see it.
damnedest.
Of course.
I'm gonna do my
see it.
damnedest to enjoy
Of
it
course
because
we're
I
gonna
saw
see it.
Suicide Squad too, but I,
love
wasn't
that.
happy about it.
Yeah.
Like,
I love Venom in the comics. Like,
Yeah.
I fucking love Venom. Like, Lethal Protector is a great storyline.
Yeah.
And I can't remember the name of it, but there's like a 3-issue fight between Ghost Rider and Venom, and it is one of my favorite fucking
It's called
fights.
Hearts of Darkness.
Is Venom in Hearts of Darkness? Because Hearts
I think
of Darkness
it's actually
is,
part 2.
Is that? Oh, you're right. Because the first one was Punisher, Ghost Rider,
Wolverine,
and
Punisher,
Wolverine.
and then the second one is Venom, Ghost Rider,
See, my two things on the Venom subject is, for one, I actually like the Ultimate Spider-Man origin better because
I love
the
that
original origin, you know, he's like a Clintar, which is an alien symbiote race, comes down to blah blah blah, the rest is history. But in the Ultimate, the Venom symbiote was a cure for cancer.
Yeah, made by Eddie Brock and
Peter's
Parker's
dad,
Right.
both scientists. That's I thought was way more.
It was
clever.
definitely interesting and more like it made sense, more viable.
Ultimate was a good just universe in general.
Easily my
And
favorite.
if they actually did that origin, I would be okay with it.
Yeah.
My worry is that they're just not going to include Peter. Like,
Yeah.
even if they just mention his name, that's all I need.
Yeah, right.
It needs to be
I just-
somehow
I-
tied.
I just, unfortunately,
be
all I can
insulted
hope
if that's all
for
I get.
is, like I said, is maybe he wakes up and he doesn't remember how he got it. Or maybe he, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's got to be something where it's blank past it.
As long as they make, if they don't show his origin, which I hope they don't. I hope they just go straight into it, just balls to the wall. Because if they show it and it doesn't have Tom Holland in it,
It wouldn't make sense.
it won't make sense.
Yeah. Well,
Like,
then at that
especially
point,
because
I mean,
half of his
then
abilities.
at that point, we're pretty much just
it's-
watching a monster
It's
movie.
my turn.
Watching a monster movie.
Okay, I made a monster. Gonna get a mini nerd rant out of this.
So the problem with Venom, the problem with the Venom movie is that it's like, by not having Spider-Man in it, it's like having, say you're gonna make a Superman movie, but he's not gonna be from Krypton. So you lose all of his motivation for the character. The problem would be if you don't have Spider-Man in it. Like Venom's whole thing is like, man, do I hate Spider-Man, and the symbiote also hates Spider-Man because it abandoned him. And it has Spider-Man's powers because it was originally bonded with Spider-Man. He has the fucking spider symbol because he was bonded with Spider-Man.
Exactly.
You lose all of those things. You lose his motivation. You lose the reason for half his powers. You lose the reason for why he even came to Earth. Which that you can make up, but that's the only thing you can make up. And then after that, it's like, well, what's he doing?
Right.
What's the point of him?
Right.
Yeah.
What's
My
his
worry-
motivation? Who is he?
Without
as a
Peter,
character
without Eddie
Peter
Brock,
Parker?
there is no, like, Venom.
So here's
Exactly.
my fear, because we've also heard that Carnage is the villain of the movie.
Oh my god! I'll
You
just walk
can't-
out of the theater.
You can't like
Throw a chair.
like you can't just jump into Carnage though.
No.
You have to have setup.
That's their mistake of doing that whole, like, mirror match thing and bringing Carnage into the
Well,
fold.
and my worry is that Venom's gonna get like his web powers, and they won't actually be webs. They'll just be tendrils like Carnage does, and he'll just like see Spider-Man on TV and be like, "Oh, I can do that."
See Spider-Man on TV.
And I was like,
eat Spider-Man cereal and just be like, what the fuck? Oh, man, yes!
Flip. All right.
I can spider too.
See Spider-Man on TV.
because the other thing
I
is,
hate
well,
this guy.
if they
All right.
jump into Carnage,
Well, at that point, I'm going to call it, guys. 'cause
I think that we've had
it's
enough.
been, it's been
Oh man.
real for sure.
Just save that for next time.
You can have us on
But
again.
that's like
I
4
wanna-
episodes, dude.
I want to thank Rick and I want to thank Josh for coming on.
no problem
Please
at all,
check
man.
out
Good
their
time.
podcast, Nerd Chat. It's on YouTube. You can find them. Him doing random rants from his car all the time. Way home.
So
When you can't contain the
we do the
rage.
things where we explain things to each other. I do a vlog where I just talk about the comics I've read for the week, twice a week, and then I also do extended rants, just like what I just did with Venom, that last for
Exactly.
up to 20 minutes.
When he's
of me just
driving and
yelling
there's
at
a
the camera.
red lantern ring parallel to the car, he rolls the window
it's
up.
trying to catch up, but he's so angry he's moving too
Stop the
fast.
phone instead.
Josh may love blue, but he's a red at heart.
Yeah, so I want to thank you guys for coming on. I also want to send a shout out again to Mythic Comics. If you haven't noticed these awesome statues on the table, they are for sale at the store right now. They're $5 off, normally $50. They're $45, and normally right now they're $40, right? So come on
$5
down to the store. You can get either one of these statues, and including a lot more.
The
for,
whole team.
There's a whole lot of them,
Yeah.
and they're all really, really cool.
So come and check that out, and that's at Mythic Comics in Woodstock, Illinois. I also want to definitely thank our editor and cameraman, John. He is always in the works with a bunch of creative stuff. He's still trying to get his zombie animation movie out.
Check
and,
out Nerd House Film Production to follow all of his progress on that. Cool stuff. We are both starring in that movie.
Yeah, as animated characters.
I'm a cartoon.
and fatties in the flesh. So
And thank everyone who just helped us reach 3K likes on Facebook. 3K.
Yeah, that was
Awesome.
really cool.
Thank you guys so much.
So a plethora and
1,000 thanks.
gagging blowjob worth of thanks going down to our audience. And all right, so until next time, peace.